Welcome back. Cyrus Oliver recently investigated the staff and faculty's presence on Facebook. Here's more.
I'm in Collins Library, a place where students can mingle, study, and of course, network. Social networking sites such as Facebook and MySpace have captivated college students everywhere, but students aren't the only ones logging on. Faculty and staff have also learned all that the web has to offer.
Professor Tony Brown wasn't shy about sharing his reasons for having a Facebook.
I don't use it for class. I use it just for fun. I keep track. I'll tell you what happens is I keep track of fellow faculty. I look at their sites every once in a while. But alums, students who have graduated, that's a good way for me to stay in contact with them. I figure it's just all for good fun. I know that I know that Baker students use it a whole lot more, and every once in a while Baker students are a little bit alarmed when they find out I'm on Facebook. But I just, you know, it's not a social network for me to sort of meet people. It's mostly just to go on there and see what people are doing, and I'll check it a couple times a week.
Dr. Cynthia Apple also talked to me about why she has a Facebook.
I decided this was the semester to do it because I have 3 German majors who are studying abroad. And in the past, when I've had students study abroad, they might send me an email or a postcard now and then, but I knew if I got on Facebook, I would be able to, you know, see pictures from their time abroad and, you know, read comments that they make about the pictures, or, you know, if they blog or whatever. So I really wanted to do it to keep in touch with those students. I have to tell you, I'm a little bit uneasy about branching out too much farther than that, because a couple of these students actually encouraged me to get on Facebook for that very reason of keeping in touch with them when they're abroad. So I felt really comfortable asking them, you know, will you be my friend? Because we had already kind of talked about it. But I think I would be uneasy asking other students to be my friend, because I don't know if that might, I mean, what if they want to say no because they don't want a professor to be able to see their whole profile, but they feel uncomfortable saying no? Does that make sense? Yeah. So, you know, if they ask me, you know, I'll say yes, of course, but I don't think I'll ask a lot of students just because I don't want them to feel uncomfortable that way.
Associate Professor of Communication Mark Kirk also talks about his views on Facebook.
I first set up Facebook for a mass media and society class. The idea is if you're talking about contemporary media, you really need to play with it. I usually just use Facebook for keeping up with students. As it's turned out, students add me to their Facebook as a friend. I use it to keep up with them, especially those that have graduated. Sometimes I found it's easier than having to look them up in a phone book. Now, do I feel uncomfortable on Facebook? I don't really think so. I'm finding as a whole, Baker students, the majority of the people on the Facebook that I've got, they tend to behave very appropriately. They've got common sense in that they're not putting things on there that are going to get them in trouble. Well, if it's a fad, it's a fad. But with hundreds of millions of people all over the world, I doubt it's going to go away anytime soon. Probably what we'll see it morph to some degree. Increasingly, they're adding extra functions to things like this. I can see Facebook and YouTube mating to produce some sort of Frankensteinian offspring. Well, even now you can add videos to Facebook, so it's anybody's guess what's next.
I also talked to students to figure out what they thought about faculty and staff on Facebook.
What do you think about teachers on Facebook? Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I kind of think it's a good thing, because then maybe it would deter kids from putting obscene pictures out there or anything that's inappropriate.
I don't feel like faculty being on Facebook is really necessarily that bad of a thing, because students can, I mean, they basically know what they put on there, and they know what they do, and they can see the pictures. So if they don't want something on there they don't want people seeing, then they shouldn't be putting stuff like that on Facebook. But if they're okay with the information they have on Facebook, then I don't feel that it's a bad thing for other people to see that, including faculty and staff or parents, because if you don't want people seeing that, then you shouldn't put it on there. You shouldn't make it public.
I think it's both. I mean, at least that the professors are up to date with what the students are into now, but as long as they're not being perverts about it, I'm completely okay.
I think it would be beneficial to the students, really, because to have to depend on like emails and just like, I'm not saying it's difficult, it's not rocket science, but to just having to depend on like just email and like you know, just like Blackboard to like keep in contact with teachers. I mean, that, you know, sometimes not everybody gets on those as much as they should, and that Facebook's like a medium for students now, so, and like everybody's using it. So I think it would be beneficial to the students and the teachers in getting help and in their academic relationship, kind of, to have teachers on Facebook.
I like the fact that here at Baker we can be friends with the professors and close enough that we can both be on Facebook. But I don't want, you know, a professor to find me on Facebook and start talking to me about skipping class. You know, I want it to be, you know, a professional relationship. You know, maintain that, you know, you still are a professor, but we can still be friends off of that, apart from that as well.
For the most part, students seem to be just fine of sharing their online world with Baker staff and faculty. And with nearly 2,000 Baker personalities on Facebook, there's not much we can do other than sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride while it lasts. That is, until the next big thing comes along. I'm Cyrus Oliver, KNBU TV.
Thanks, Cyrus. Speaking of Facebook, this week's question of the week is, what's on your Facebook?
My wall, people write on, say hi, comments, stuff like that. Pictures, bumper stickers, which are pretty fun.
Some stuff about me, you know, the daily Bible verse. What else is on my Facebook? Top friends, a wall, pictures of me, other people, the basics.
Just some pictures with my friends, trips that I've taken, that kind of thing. Wall postings from, again, friends, just random things. And I don't really have that many applications. I'm a big hockey person, so I have some Colorado Avalanche stuff on there, but that's about it.
I have pictures of like stuff I do. If like I have my camera, basically goes on Facebook. But I have like 3 of my pastors as friends, so none of them are inappropriate. I have like bumper sticker, and actually I think that's the only application I really have now. And my wall is just basically my friends attacking it at midnight and 1 a.m. and I returning a favor.
I hate Facebook. Nothing is on Facebook but comments from other people.
So we're now going to go to one of my personal favorite segments, What's Bugging Us at Baker. Here's Chris Campbell with more.
Hey, welcome to this week's edition of What's Bugging Us here at Baker. I'm Chris Campbell alongside Alex Dingman. And this week's topic, public display of affection. Alex, it's all over campus. What do you think about this?
It makes me sick, dude. It's like Baker gone wild nowadays. You can't go to campus without seeing two, you know, getting after it with their clothes on, and it's just inappropriate. I mean, this is a school environment. I'm walking around thinking about English and math. I don't need to see that kind of stuff going on.
I agree. No, people are all over the place. It's like a PG-13 high school, junior high school movie. People are in the back making out left and right.
Yeah.
I don't mind the holding hands and hugging each other before class, or even the slightest little smooch. No. Even the slightest little smooch. But you know what? What really drives me nuts is you don't need to make out before class. Baby, come here. You're going to see each other in an hour.
Yeah, I mean,
who cares?
Most relationships last, what, like 2 weeks to like a month anyways?
Yeah.
I mean, how much are they really into each other that they can't keep their hands off each other?
Well, it's Baker,
class,
and it's like they need to show everybody they're in a relationship. It's Baker. We know you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
We get it. It's
Yeah.
not a big deal.
Yeah, you ask a person out, and everybody knows within 10 minutes
Oh
on
yeah.
campus.
Oh yeah. And then within 10 days, people are already touching each other and kissing and making out before class.
ridiculous.
Can we take it down a notch? PG, please. Let's not do this, all right? Let's bring it up a little bit. This public display is getting out of hand.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You know, there's a school in Arizona, a junior high school in Arizona.
Is there?
They said they weren't allowed to hug anymore. It's a rule.
What?
I think we should institute it at Baker. Not the hugging so much, but the making out. I'm getting tired of it.
It's ridiculous.
I am getting tired of it. This touching and touching and touching. And Alex Dingman is getting a little crazy on me here.
I think we need to talk.
Well, you know what? That's going to be it for this week. What's bugging us here at Baker? I am your host, Chris Campbell, alongside Alex Dingman, who is apparently getting extremely affectionate, and I'm not liking it. But tune in next week for another time when I get even madder.
Thanks, Chris. We're now going to take a quick commercial break, but stay with us.